Old man here, and the packages keep rolling in. Let's open up another one. Coming right up. Bam! Felling dog. And West Coast Saw. They sell these also directly on their site, but I just happen to have go to Redbeard Saws. And this is a dog that is going to go on my, here it is, Echo 355T. I'm going to install that right now for y'all. And in fact, let's take a closer look at my 355 as it stands right now. So if you look real close, that is the existing dog that is on the 355T. And you can see it's kind of small here. It looks like those spikes that come out of the dog is maybe 1/4 of an inch each. So they are not very big. And it does a pretty good job gripping onto the wood as I'm sawing down. However, these are about 4 times as big. These come out about 1 inch on into the area here, which means overall I'm going to lose about 3/4 to 1 inch of bar length and cutting length on the bar itself. So on this Echo 355T, it is a 16-inch bar. So I'm getting about the full use out of the bar, but with these new dogs on it, obviously that's going to be decreased by about 3/4 to 1 inch. So we're going to have roughly a 15-inch saw, so to speak. So that's what we're going to do. Next is replace this current dog and put the new felling dog on there. So stay tuned. Let's just open this one up and see what we have. All right, open there. Felling dogs. All right, you can see this one is considerably bigger than the one that's originally on the saw itself. So this is going to be wonderful to put on. So that, and then we've got a couple of screws that it comes with, and those will probably replace the ones that are in there. So let's just try that. All right, let's go ahead and put this thing on. We'll have to take the other one off first. So we'll take the cover off, get the bar off, and then we'll have full access to the dogs that are already on there. All right, we're just gonna take the screws off here on the bar cover and clutch cover. They should come off pretty nice. All right, that is on the unlock position. Take that off. There's the clutch, of course. And then now on this particular chainsaw, it's a little awkward on how to get this off. You got to kind of maneuver it and then angle the bar to come off. So I'm just gonna try to get the chain off here real quick. Just squeeze, there we go. And then we can take that. That was easy. Easier than I thought. Oh, all right. You can see my saw's a little bit gunked up. It's been getting a lot of use over the last week or so. So I'm going to go back through and clean this up. But once I get the dogs on, we'll probably end up cleaning it quite nicely here. And then you can see where the dogs are connected here. It's got a, looks like a 5-point, I'm going to clean it with this actually, a little gunk cleaner. Looks like it has a star head that has to go into this and disconnect it. So I'm going to go find one of those tools. We'll disconnect this existing dog, and then we'll put the new one on. And just to give you a size comparison here, check a look at this. So here's the existing dog that's on the saw right now, and this is the new one that's going on. Look at that. It's going to fit just right there. And you can see it's a huge difference between the old and the new. And as I mentioned earlier, this is about 4 times as big. You know, if you compare this here at the top, probably 4 of those will make up the top dog, and then the bottom one's even larger. So when that goes on there, that's really going to be able to grip onto a tree. So we should be very, very good with this one. Stay tuned. So it looks like the screw heads here are standard T25 head, and I have several of those. I found a new one, and it fits in there just perfectly. So what I've done here is I have attached it to my impact drill here, and we're going to see if we can just get that out. So we'll be very gentle here because I don't want to ruin anything on here, but it should just come out. So bear with me here. See if we can get this to come out. Oh yeah, perfect. Just a matter of getting both of these out. Wonderful. Okay, get this one out. All right. And here are the 2 screws that came out. These screws right here are actually longer than the ones that came with the dogs. We are going to put the original ones back in just to give it a little more bite and connection back into the saw. And then it should just be a matter of taking this off, which it is. Bam, there it is. And then let's take a closer look at the 2 dog comparison here. Here's the original one that came off the saw. It's actually kind of very thin if you look at the thickness there. And if we compare it to the one that I'm going to be putting in, that is quite a difference. Check that out. This is going to make a huge difference when it goes on the saw. So let's go ahead and put that on right now. We're going to go ahead and install the dog on here. We're just going to put the first screw in here at the top, just so we can have an attachment point ready, and then we should be able to get the other one in quite nicely. So we'll just stick that back in here, and let's go ahead and start that back up. Just going to get it in part way, so I have a little bit of room here on this end, just like that. I'm going to put our mounting piece here back on like this. All right. And then we're going to put the second screw in here and then connect it all back up. So that's going to go in like this. Yeah, there we go. And then let's go ahead and tighten that back up. Get that back on there. There we go. Tighten the top one back up. Bottom one again. All right. That is definitely secure on there. And it's looking really nice. Check that out. Again, I know I'm overemphasizing this, but let's go ahead and do a size comparison again. That's the original one in my hand, and that's the new one that's going to be out there. Check that out. Huge, huge difference. Worth the investment. Let's go ahead and put the bar and the chain back on here, and then maybe we'll take it out and see what this looks like on a piece of lumber. Stay tuned. I've gone ahead and put the chain bar and the chain and the cover back on. Only took me a few minutes, and you can see the considerable difference where the dog sits on the chainsaw currently. And then if we look on the back side here, I'm going to flip this over, you can really get a good view of what that looks like. It's significant. And let's go ahead and take this out and just cut a couple of pieces up and see how this really grips. Stay tuned. All right, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to test out the dog on my 355T over here on these two stumps that are still part of this large tree that we took down. And all we're going to do here is make sure that the spikes are going to go into the tree and make it easier for me to maneuver the saw as it's cutting through. That's the whole goal here. I think we're going to be in pretty good shape. We're also going to give you another view from this one here, so we'll show it digging in, and should be pretty cool. So let's go ahead and try this out. Get this bad boy started. That's nice. That's really nice. All right, let's move this over to this side. We're going to do it on this one here. All right, let's try it again. If you'll notice here, even before the chain's even on the wood, the bottom two parts of the dog are digging right into the wood. It also rained here the last couple of days, so this wood's a little wet and my chain's a little dull, but it's still going to do the job. So let's try it again here on this side. nice. All right, there it is, the Echo 355T with a new set of dogs on it. You see how it gripped right into the wood here, and you saw how it gripped right into the wood here, and it worked out just perfectly. And really happy with the way that addition is working onto the saw. So with that, we are going to close this one out. This was very successful, and in my opinion, I would highly recommend getting a set of dogs as an addition to any of your saws if you have the capability of doing that for your particular saw. So again, this was from Redbeard. It's a West Coast saw dog. The total time to get that on there is probably 15 minutes at the most, and you'll be good to go. So with that, let's close this one out again. We'll call it a day, and until the next one, peace out.